The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 20.
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ready, set. Check right, 30, 61. Matchbox, lights. Go.
Now a handoff looking right. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Looking to throw. Eason. And connecting here with DJ Shark. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They go with Leonard Fournette, third-year back from LSU. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Protein spill.
On second down, here's Fournette. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Operating from the gun, Eason. And he'll get that to Fournette, complete. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32.
Brandon, I won't go overboard here, but it looks like he's off to another nice start after what he did last week when he was the AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And obviously a great start to the season, doing it in week 1. He's one of those guys we maybe had pegged for a big year, showing out so far.
But you did say that to me in preseason. Looks like you're on target.
Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
We got this at their own 25-yard line.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Come on, QB, come on.
From the gun, here's Watson. And Stills bringing it in. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Here's Watson. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. Johnson was the intended receiver. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. DJ Chark, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0.
Texans nothing.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Duke Johnson, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Certainly looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Check safety, check safety.
Throwing again is Watson. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that makes our score 17-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play. This is David Johnson, the former All-Pro. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. To throw is Watson. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Over 30 yards there. And first downs on 3 consecutive plays now. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Down, he's coming.
Hey, look, 48. Look, hey, we don't like the 48 right now. Let's go.
Hey, 59. Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field.
To throw again. Watson looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's wrapped up. Taken down, back at the 25. Miles Jack with a sack.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The roughing the kicker called on 4th down. What a big break. Leads to a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Well, interceptions have been a problem. In this one, if he could have gotten his feet down here, would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Watson, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. Now Watson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. Down the numbers. There he goes. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick-6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. But now it's 3rd down. There's no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you get your best people in the area to try and take that away.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 27. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Now they'll run it on the taunts. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down.
Let's go now. 60 outlaw. Hey, Haywood.
Let's go, let's go.
Lee Griffin.
Looking to throw on second down. Eason into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now second and 13. Watson now to throw. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Third and long. It's Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. No one attempted or made more field goals in Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use them a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out? The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10.
Check 48.
After the interception, here's Watson. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or
blitz coming, and down he goes. Bernardrick McKinney muscled his way in for the sack.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Back to throw. Eason. And he will find his man on the outside. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And last time, one play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Miles Jack able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Mike 48, Mike 48. Tighten up.
Throwing on second and long. Watson, and he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Miles Jack getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon. After the sack, they'll come up now third and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a fourth and long. Here's Brian Anger now, standing just about on his own goal line. Fielded just inside the 30. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Darian Conley. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
From the 50, it's Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. A first down carry here for Johnson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. A gain there of 21 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and the Jags grab it. He's at the 50, 30, past the 20. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On first down, it's Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Down. AT Gator. General West. Shoot.
And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Fire.
To throw on second down. Eason got his man. It's Eifert. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down.
132 fighter.
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off play action. Eason. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Trying to get it there to D.D. Westbrook, but it'll be second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
80 weapons.
Now they try the right side here. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this one is right down Broadway. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there.
Let's go.
The Texans take over 1st and 10.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Off the draw, here's Johnson. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Alert flare. Alert flare. Flare. Flare.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. The defense stiffens to force fourth down following that first down gain of 8.
It's fourth down.
Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Houston. And this will be taken at the 13. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, first and 10.
61, matchbox, lights.
Throwing on first down. Eason. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Go. Watch the slant.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6 as his guys continue to pour it on. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays.
He's got a man, complete. Brandon Cooks. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Brandon Cooks. 77 yards. And the Texans claw one back. Watson from the downhill throw. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now. The open man is Westbrook. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. It's been an easy day for them.
Fournette, a first down carry. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Eason. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. From 10 yards out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go, let's go.
That's their own 19-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long.
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 40. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Go. 10 over. Protein spill.
Mike 51. Mike 51.
Shoot.
Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now they'll run it on the toss. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup of 17. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 10. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. They were looking for Johnson that time. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates You're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. To throw again on second down. Watson. This is caught inside the 15. A big-time play there for the Texans. 49 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Now Watson operating from the gun. And now look at him go. He's at the 50, the 30, 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick six for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really start to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year one. By year two, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. This is fielded at the goal line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Back now in Houston. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw, Watson. Screenplay, Johnson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. From the gun on third, Watson. Going deep here for Stills. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 14. Stills the intended target. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
It's Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good.
At the 21-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
To throw on third down, Eason. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And some room to work. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big third down play there for the Jags. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
Hey, let's go. Calm the crowd. I'm coming for you. You down.
From the gun, Eason. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Gary and Conley. Johnson, the intended target. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 16.
At their own 16-yard line.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Watson. Sliding out of the pocket. It's complete. Stills. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch the screen. 10 at the 36-yard line.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run, and just lost track, and it cost him.
From the gun, here's Watson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
The Texans on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd down, Johnson. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Jags take over in terrific field position. And they give this time to the tailback. Gary and Conley, the one to bring him down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. They brought the house that time on a young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most...
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Miles Jack, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Running from the gun, Johnson. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Jags, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, they'll drop to 0-2. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.